CNBC-TV18 Weekender.
At 16, perhaps you weren't earning that money, but now you are. So the next step really is, are you a spender or are you a saver?
I'm spendthrift to a point where my sister does not even give me my credit card passwords.
Do you invest?
Yes, I do. But I have enough people to kind of tell me. See, I'm a spendthrift because I know I'm earning enough. Let me put it this way. I'm not somebody who's just blowing things up without having something in my bank. I've always...
But do you maintain a balance?
Yes,
this is what I'm
always.
going to spend, this is what I'm going to save.
Always. I'm very aware. It's not that I'm unaware and I just blow up. When I like something, of course, I go after it. If I do desire something, I work hard for it. And they always tell you, if you make investments, you should always invest a little bit more than you can afford because it makes you work harder. That's something that I heard. Shah Rukh Khan said it a couple of times, and when I was growing up, I heard that repeatedly from him.
Yes.
He said he bought Mannat when he couldn't afford it. And he always had this fear that he would lose it. So he worked extra hard for it. So you should always invest. I'm not saying make a huge investment, but make something out of your means. So you reach that stage where you can get to that level, which is, I think, very important to drive you. At the back of your mind, you should never feel you have enough, so you get laid back. Or you should not feel that you can't reach. There has to be a drive to move forward and not get complacent.
I'm going to come back to that, but tell me, where do you invest? Is it in the markets? Is it in...
Very little in the markets. My understanding in the markets...
But do you follow markets?
No, that's like I said.
Sensex and Nifty hitting all-time highs.
I don't follow the market on a day-to-day basis. And my awareness is not as good, as much as I would have liked. It was not something that ever... following the market comes from in your household, if that has been a culture. That's a very culture thing. So my household culture was, my market is movies, my stock is cinema. My stock is box office currency is what I know. So I follow that market, not the Nifty and the Sensex as much.
But has real estate ever been an avenue where I invest this money and I will get this return?
Yeah, I understand real estate much better. I won't say I have a keen sense or I have an understanding, but मुझे समझ आता है यार, इतना डालो, ये है, 5 साल बाद probability है इतने की, नहीं होगा तो फिर भी आपके पास एक मकान है, उसे रेंट पे चढ़ा सकते हो, उसकी एक certain recovery है, अगर उसे सजा के फिर से चढ़ा सकते हो तो वो brass tack समझ में आता है. It's at the back of my mind, but you want to build your career, you see, that's the forefront. If I work hard enough for another 5-7 years, I'll have enough time and enough money and enough ammunition to go after the big chases that I want to. So obviously this is something that I'm doing because that's the right thing to do with the amount of money you have. But if you work hard enough, being a mainstream commercial actor gives you the revenue stream where you can actually go for something bigger that you're ambitious about, that you really care about. So I've not found that calling yet. I would, and I love free advice. So if you want to give me any, I'll take it.
I will, yeah, definitely. Okay, before we end this interview, and the Mubarakan is coming on. Tell us something about the movie. How has it been? How has it been working with part family there?
Yes. Mubarakan for me is very, very special to work with Arjun Kapoor, who's my uncle and one of the most versatile, talented actors in our country and world. I think he's been a true icon and representative. He's the first, I think, Indian mainstream actor to reach the Oscar stage and still dance to Dina Din Da.
Yes.
It's truly been an honor and a privilege, and I'm happy that I've become worthy enough to face the camera with him. The whole idea when you become an actor and you hail from a film family is that you don't want to just do things for the sake of it. You want to feel that you deserve to stand head-to-head or toe-to-toe with somebody like him. It's a larger-than-life film. It's an entertainer. It's really out there. We've shot in London. It's a full-on Punjabi family celebration. All the confusion and madness of an Anis Bazmi family comedy. It's very, very clean. In an era where you see a lot of niche and multiplex films which are not maybe for each and every person of your family, here I assure you, you can take people, your kids and your grandparents all together and plan that. मेरा ज़माना बोलने में बुरा लगता है, but when I was...
Your zamana?
No, when I was 12, 15, I used to look forward to completing
Your zamana is now.
No, what I mean is when I was growing up, when movie going was a cheaper experience.
Oh, yes.
And when it was a more family experience, I used to look forward to going every Sunday to the theatres. And I think that zone has somewhere faded. That thought has faded.
You make it really sound fun, the whole movie, but give us that one moment that was real fun before we end this conversation.
I think there's a line in the trailer that you can see where Anil Chachu turns around and says, Goli maro un buddo ko, when he's talking about the other cast members and the other older people in the film, and he says, baat aapas mein rakhte, youth mein. I think that line kind of describes the energy of the film, his mindset as a human being, and the kind of madness that this film has, where a man who's achieved so much and is actually playing my chacha is telling me that baat aapas pe rakhte hain youth mein. I think that line also made him sign the film. Yeah, that stays with me.
Okay, very final question then. Arjun Kapoor, 5 years earlier and 5 years on from here on. How were you 5 years ago? What has changed today? And how do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years back, I had hopes, desires, ambitions. Today, I have temporary job security. I still have hopes, desires and ambition. 10 years from now, I would like a little more permanence in my job security and being choosier and wiser. But still having more hopes and ambitions and desires that I keep fulfilling. So
you want to mention a couple of desires to us, and is marriage on cards? Is that one of the things?
Of course, your personal life, your personal life is there. But after every few years, you have new visions that you want. Yeah. So if you asked me in 2012, I would have said I want stability in 5 years. Today, I have stability, and I would want to graduate to being choosy. After 10 years, you might ask me. It changes. So I definitely craved for what I've achieved. I will not for one day say that I've achieved any less. I've only achieved more. And the kind of love and adulation I've got makes me obviously want it more. And I want to be worthy of their love all the time. But at the same time, the stability has to be continued. You have to build a bigger foundation so you can take bigger, giant leaps. So I'm hoping after 5 years when we sit and have another conversation, I'll be hoping for more.
Amen to
I'll
that.
still be satiated with what I have.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
Many good luck for the movie coming in, Mubarakan. All the best. And thank you so much for taking time out for us today, Arjun.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. It has been lovely chatting with you.
Same here.
CNBC-TV18 Weekender.